A little ultralight. Not my favorite. But it's okay.
Not bad. It's got pretty good flavor. Michelob Ultra.
It's not bad. It's alright. It's not my favorite in flavor-wise, but definitely drinking-wise, it's easy, man. You can pound these down like a motherfucker.
Yeah, we're definitely a few beers in, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say a few beers in. Not too bad. Feels good. Reminds me of my NASA shirt here. And I was going to tell you about that. We started talking about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I did not get this directly from NASA, but I've been to NASA 3 times now. And only Houston. Yeah. And it's the Houston NASA because there's one in Florida, I believe, and there's probably one in California. I'm not sure about that, but I know there's one in Florida. There's one in Houston. So went there, and I was there every time with Mikey. And we had the funniest fucking experience, dude. All right, so every time was different. And the first time I went there, it was kind of shitty because we fucking roll up and we go through everything, and there's like fucking massive storms outside. So when you get into NASA, you can like walk around this huge place. It's got all sorts of shit. It's got their moon landers. It's got fucking spacesuits everywhere. Just cool shit everywhere. Asteroids, you can go touch shit that actually, the moon rocks and stuff like that. And there's a bunch of crazy shit and some conspiracies we came up with there because we saw a lot of weird shit. Like every spaceman's watch was dialed into 1020. Every one. So all the spacesuits they had from all the years of all the space travel that they retained or put into the fucking, what would you call it, museum? No, NASA. Whatever they fucking put there.
Yeah.
All their watches were set at 1020. So Mike and I, we call him Dill, just in case. You fucking shit.
Shout out to Dill.
Yeah, motherfucking Dill, my best bud, dude. I love that motherfucker. 1020. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. It might have been 1040. Either way, it was 1020 or 1040. Every watch was set to that all the way across.
Now, where did you see these watches? Were they on the wall or on dummies? Or what?
No. They had spacesuits from. They almost had one from every. I'm guessing every venture from Houston's NASA. The spacesuit was was.
Oh, so you mean like from every launch mission or something like that?
Yes. And so all these suits were lined up, and it was so cool. I mean, there's so much shit that I had no idea about, and that was just incredible. Like every spacesuit is the same size. Like there's not a specific spacesuit to fit you. They're all the same size. And
what?
Yeah. So you either fit in it or you fucking kind of don't.
So if you don't fit the mold, you're fucking going to space. Is that what's happening?
I'm not sure about that, but you might be uncomfortable or you're not going to space. I don't know that. But I know they're all the same size. At least, that's what it was. It's like 3 years ago. So it's probably still the same way. But they had a display of all the spacesuits through the years. And they did change a little bit because, they obviously changed with technology, the way they were flying, all that shit, I'm sure. But every watch, they had a watch on every spacesuit. And it was just the suit.
On the outside of the suit?
Yes. There was no mannequin in it. It was just the suits.
And there's a watch on the outside of this.
Correct.
What?
Yeah, it's on the wrist, just like it would be here.
Yeah.
And it's on the outside. And they were all set to, I believe it was 1020. Because Mike and I spent hours looking up everything. We were looking up birth dates. We were looking up everything that could be related to NASA in 1020. And we couldn't find a fucking thing. And so it's
Did you ask anybody there if it meant anything?
We did.
At that point, did that even cross your mind?
No.
It's not a launch date, October 20th.
No. There was no launch dates on that date. Trust me, we checked everything. We checked years, we checked dates, we checked birth dates of astronauts, we checked everything that you could think of. I mean, there's a reason for it, I'm sure.
Right.
No, the only question I think that was asked the whole time, because I've been there several times. I might be mixing 2 trips here, but one of the times we were headed up to space control, where if you see in Apollo 13, where they're walking around, they're communicating with the astronauts. We were in that actual room, but we were in the viewing room where the families went to view, for instance, like a space video they sent down.
Now, just to clarify, Apollo 13, is that the one with Tom Hanks where they got to try to get him home and shit like that?
Yeah, Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, Bill Paxton, I can't remember the 4th astronaut.
Okay.
But those are Those are
okay. So they're trying to get to the moon, and then they got to try to turn around and get it back.
Yeah, they had damage, and basically what happened is they started leaking their oxygen levels. Oxygen tanks fucking started leaking oxygen.
Gotcha.
And there was a bunch of other shit. I think that was part of the movie though. So
they
turned around. They never landed on the moon.
Right. They never made it.
Barely made it back. Barely made it back. But yes, that was.
So you were saying you're on your way up to the tower.
Yeah. So we're going up, and so there's an elevator. The elevator is only taken by like if you're in a wheelchair or if you are like top fucking notch. Otherwise, it's what you wouldn't believe is it's like fucking 15 or 20 stories up, and you have to walk all these flights of stairs up where mission control is. So we went in there. The room we were in smelled like cigarettes and fucking cigars still.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, you can smell it. There were fucking red velvet chairs, and then you got to view the room. But like, this motherfucker cracks me up. On the way up, we're standing there. We're literally fucking, there's these dudes who are giving us this fucking tour. There's probably 30, maybe 40 people. And he's like, are there any questions before we go up? And Mike doesn't even raise his hand. I think he just shouts it out. He goes, well, what are we launching today? Oh my God. Nobody found it funny. We did. You know, everybody's like,
so were you the only two guys laughing?
Oh yeah. Oh, I was dying, dude. I was dying. And then they took us up there, and you know, it was cool as hell. But to go back to the spacesuits, that's in your general area. They have the red tour and the blue tour. And then NASA takes a picture of you everywhere you fucking go. So Mike and I, we're together, and we're in this long line. And the first day we went there, there was a big storm. We got on a trolley. We started to go see the shuttles. They closed it all down. They said, you gotta turn around. There's lightning striking everywhere. But we're outside. So I didn't get to go. So the next time we went, we did both tours. They take a picture of you, they put a fucking sticker on your back. You don't even really realize it. I mean, they just slap it on your back. Woo.
What's the sticker? Is that?
They're counting everybody. They're counting
everybody. A number?
It's active. They're still active. I mean, they're working there. So you're going through this tour, and these fucking people are working there. Like, I saw robots. You don't even want to know about them. What? Like, you talk about iRobot, these were the same fucking things, dude. And they weren't moving.
How long ago was this?
Within the last 5 years.
And they already had advanced shit like this. Oh, I mean, ridiculous.
Crazy robots. But they weren't moving. We were like viewing from above. But they're bringing us through this line, Mike and I. I'll be honest with you. We were having some fun before in the parking lot. I think we maybe had a drink or two, you know, before.
Wink, a drink or two or 12.
Well, you know, not that. I mean, we weren't drinking or driving, nothing like that. But I might have smoked a joint too.
Just pre-gaming. You were pre-gaming is what it was.
We were excited, dude. And I was. And we were just, you know, doing what we're doing now. We're bullshitting.
Yeah.
So we get in there and, I mean, you know, again, I'm mixing several experiences, but I did the red and the blue tour, but we're on one of the lines, and we get all the way fucked in. They bring us in this booth, and Mike is cracking jokes the whole time we're fucking locked down. He's a hilarious dude. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah.
And he's making me, we're on a jungle safari. Fucking said, I think 300 people laughed at that one. But we get there, and they're like, you guys need to take a picture together. Are you guys together? We're like, yeah, you gotta take a picture together. They're taking groups together. So Mike and I we're standing in the scene, we're like, is this like a couple's picture? Should we, and like, we're trying to figure out what to do. So then we stood all, you know, fucking tough, and, you know, and we should have got the picture because we were cracking jokes in the 30 seconds it took, but they snap a fucking picture of everybody that goes through there.
Oh, fuck yeah, they want to know who's been through there. Yeah.
And that was for the second one. It was, we saw all the underwater training they do with the astronauts there, where they drop them in. Basically, you know, when you're underwater, you know, you're weightless, really, if you think about it. You know, I mean, kind of. But it's a very similar feeling. But, yeah. So, that was that. But they do. I mean, they monitor everything, dude. You don't walk in that place and walk out that place without them fucking knowing. And this is my problem. So, NASA does this in a really simple way. Why the fuck, every time you see a robbery on Fox News and 7-Eleven in Chicago, the face is blurry. They're 10 feet away. How is it a blurry face? How come we can't get good faces on cameras? But they could fucking snap a picture of me from a mile away in NASA walking down. Like, hey, we took a picture of you. Here you go.
They got that high-tech shit, that's why.
And they let you know they're doing it, too.
Yeah.
They don't hide it. They're like, yeah, we're watching.
They'll let you know. We know exactly what the fuck you look like.
Yeah. But phenomenal experience. I will go back every fucking time I'm there.
So you never found out what the 1020 or whatever meant?
No, and I'm sorry, I jumped from that. We did not ask that question because I think when we came back from the tour, we went back in the building. And, I mean, I can't explain exactly how it is, but we went back there where you just walk wherever, and we looked at that. So there was I could have gone to somebody working there, but they were not NASA fucking or rocket scientists or NASA officials. They were working and selling, t-shirts. So they didn't really know, probably. But maybe they did. Working at NASA. Yeah.
Right off the top of my head, it makes me wonder, was that the time, the first moon landing, Really? Nothing.
Dude, we went through everything. We went through moon landings, we went through launch times, we went through landing times, we went through everything. Birthdays, everything.
And nothing lined up to 1020.
No, not even close, really. I mean, a couple things. And there's probably an explanation. You can't even look it up, dude. I've looked it up. So unless I'm a complete fucking moron, it's not on fucking Google why those watches are set that way. It's a hard thing to search because you're typing in, or watch it set to 1020 or 1040. It was 1020 or 1040. So
right.
I don't want to be. It was one of those two though, for sure. And is it PM? Is it AM? We started going through all this shit, and then we realized, well, maybe it's birthdays, maybe it's ages, maybe it's.
Yeah, because when I hear 1020, even though it's on a watch, it could be a date. You're right. It could be a birthday, any kind of shit.
A time.
You would think it's something memorable.
Like a landing time.
Yes.
Yeah. I was kind of confusing. It was cool though, and I mean, we actually, I got back from Texas, and it drove me crazy for a while. And Mike and I were communicating back and forth, trying to figure it out. We couldn't.
It's fucking crazy, man.
I'm not sure.
And this was the Texas location because you said Texas or Florida.
It's in Houston. When you pull up, there's a fucking Air Force jet just parked right in front of it, a huge one.
Yeah.
But it's not a real one. No, it's not real, but it's like a big statue of one. Maybe it's real. And then they got the big ass.
Almost like a decommissioned or something, possibly.
Yeah, and they have a fake canopy on it so people can't crawl inside. So, I mean, the outside might be, the real guts of it are, sitting there, but some of it's removed. You can tell they painted it and shit. It's cool. It's cool shit.
Shit, now that 1020 is going to fuck with me, man. Because that's pretty crazy. Why each one? First of all, I don't understand why on an astronaut suit, well, it makes sense on the outside of the suit, right? Because if you're an astronaut and you need to keep track of something, it has to be on the outside.
Right.
We're not exactly going to peel back your astronaut suit. No. It's not like you're wearing a long sleeve shirt.
And it was a kind of watch, too. I wish I remembered the name. My dad would know. He's good with
like
watches.
A type of aviator watch or no. I think they used to use the, the fuck is that type of watch called? The one with the 3 dials.
Look at that.
Yes, it's almost like a stopwatch. It's shit. I love these watches. I can't believe I can't think of the.
This is a really nice watch. I actually got this for Christmas from Dee. Shout out to Dee. I've worn it almost, at least fucking 4 days a week since then. A couple of years ago. It's I've never had to put a battery in it. It's totally solar charged. I just put it in a window. It'll tick forever.
Chronograph is what it is.
Oh yes.
Yes, this is what the astronauts use. I want to say on one of those space missions when they were coming back, they were using a type of watch like this because it's supposed to be so precise. Like these 3 dials, it measures the seconds, the minutes, the hours.
Sure. And you showed me that, but check this out. Look at. All right, so you see how my ticker's not going?
Right.
This is accurate time still.
Mm-hmm.
So I can start it right here.
Right, that kicks off the dials.
But if I need to, boom.
Right, that resets you back.
That resets me back. Right. That's really cool, and it's very fluent too. Because I noticed that I was like, wait, my watch is still keeping time with that little fucking ticker ain't going.
Right.
And I think it just saves the battery.
Well, it's a different function. It's a different mechanism from the timekeeping from itself. Is what it is. Because when you start that timer. It'll keep going, and then these smaller dials, like I said, we'll keep track of the minutes and then eventually the hours and so forth.
I wish I knew more about watches. My dad is a fucking watch fanatic. He's got a bunch of really nice ones. He's got the most accurate watch in the world. He told me, don't ask me what the fuck it is. I don't know. But he has a ton. And actually, he gave me a couple really nice ones that I have downstairs. But this kind of goes with everything. I can fucking rock this shit if I'm wearing a NASA shirt or a nice button down.
Right.
But yeah, man, fucking what's going on, bro? We're getting to the end of the fucking August here. We're stepping into September.
We've had some super fucking mild weather.
Strangely mild.
Yeah. This time of year, you would think it would be 80s, 90s. We've had 70s for the last few weeks.
What do you remember as the hottest months, let's say, for the last decade?
Last decade, July and August, probably fucking scorchers.
That's what I'm saying.
Scorchers. And here we are, yeah. July and August have been fucking kitty cats.
Yeah.
This month.
Oh, very, very much so.
Kitty cat, dude.
Got the window open right now.
Like 77 degrees. The worst, maybe 79. It might feel like 81 out there in the sun or 82.
Yeah.
Not horrible.
Warm enough to make you sweat.
Right, yeah.
And if you're working, hey, fuck it. If you're working, it's hot. And I get that. But you don't even have to be. It's a little warm, but it's way cool for August.
And you know what? The fucking weather's never accurate worth a shit.
You mind if I smoke a cigarette real quick?
No, go ahead, brother.
All right, brother.
I checked the weather in the morning.
Sorry,
it says 0 rain. 3 hours later, it's cloudy and it's fucking raining, dude. It's like they said.
No.
I don't know. It makes me wonder. It's like, man, I'm in the wrong fucking profession.
You get paid to be wrong, right?
Yeah. That's what I should have gotten into. Everybody should have gotten into that profession.
But
you don't even have to be 50%. You can be less than 50%. You still get paid.
Okay, but I will play the devil's advocate on this one. I think that things are changing in a way, and I'm not this complete, global warming. I think the environment is changing, and I believe we have a lot to do with it. I'm not sure if, but our weather, let's face it, dude, pop-up storms. Speaking of Texas and going to Houston, or go to Florida, dude, it rains every fucking day in Florida. At least a little bit. Somewhere. Yeah. It's raining every day. That's just unbeatable, but we are not there. And this weather is weird. It is weird. I'm sorry, man. I've lived here in this location for a long time.
Right.
It's weird.
Are you familiar with the solar minimum? Do you know what that is? Okay.
I do not.
Well,
I'm a NASA guy, but I don't know about solar minimums here. Is that what the low guys get paid on this?
No. But let me, all right, we've all probably heard the term that a little knowledge is dangerous. Well, I'm about to prove that term correct. Because I know just enough to be dangerous about the solar minimum.
Okay. Well, I'm curious, because it's obviously intake from the sun.
Yes. It's basically solar activity. I know some of it. I can't give you the science behind it. But basically, they say this is a cycle that happens every so often. There's small solar minimums every so often, but there's supposed to be larger ones every, say, 400 or 500 years.
Okay.
From what I understand is historically, every 400 or 500 years, I wish I had the data in front of me to give you an exact number. But when this happens, we have a period in time that's between 30 to 50 years of fucked up weather. By this fucked up weather, what I mean is places that used to be hot are now cold. Places that used to be warm are now cold. It throws off the parts of the world that used to be good for farming are no longer good.
Right.
And other parts that used to be shit are now good.
Where you can plant crops and they're no longer growing well.
And this is all activity from the sun. Literally, less solar flares, there's less activity, and that affects the earth. I don't know I'm not going to bullshit you. I don't know.
I got you, but what's kind of creepy what you're saying. Yes. I got something to comment, but keep going.
Yeah. So from what I've heard, and this is all here or there, blah, blah, blah. Because if I look into it, you're going to find a bunch of... This is what happened. When I try looking into it, you're going to find a lot of, quote, pseudoscience / junk science. What I mean by that is that you're going to find a lot of people that are going to say certain things and they're going to present it as 100% science.
To appease.
And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to try to debunk it.
So where do you find your middle? How do you fucking search your middle there? You just read 3 and take your middle answer?
Well, I wish I had a good answer for you. But the fact is, the only people that really know the answer to this are going to be people that have the historical data for the last 2 or 3 or 4,000 years. Which will be people like, say, the Vatican. Yeah, or the Vatican, you know.
Yeah.
They're going to know this shit. They will know this stuff. They have this historical data.
That's interesting. The Vatican would have, though, because religion should kind of contradict all that.
Because from some of the people that talk about this,
climate change,
they will show you that every 400 or 500 years that the kingdoms rise and fall.
Right.
And the reason why they fall is because at a certain point you have a high level of famine because they can't grow crops, they can't feed their people revolt, so the kingdom falls.
So you think that's because of the weather change?
Yes, because think about it. Right now, I mean, we live in the Midwest. If there comes a time where we cannot grow crops in the Midwest, or let's say in the United States, yeah, exactly, we're going to be screwed.
Yeah, fuck.
Or even, let's say, that's worst case scenario. We can't grow anything. That's worst case. But let's not be worst case. Let's say, let's say 20%. Okay? Not too crazy. Not,
that's a lot.
Yeah, you're right. That's the point I'm trying to get to.
How many acres of farm field do you drive by coming here? Thousands.
Fuck, who knows?
Thousands and thousands. Yeah. So imagine if
you're right. 20% is right. That's a lot. You know what 20% means? That means enough to drive prices through the fucking roof.
Feed.
Exactly.
Just regular corn. You know, fucking. I mean, I just went to Sweet Corn Festival.
Yeah.
Do you want to know? They fucking really quick. They sell 50 tons, 100,000 pounds of corn in 3 days every year there.
Shit.
And I went there and I ate some. I know why they sell so much.
Right.
Go to that shit.
Exactly. So think about that. Being a shortage, let's keep it just to the U.S. A 20% shortage. That's enough to fucking skyrocket prices.
Majorly.
Right?
Majorly.
And that's not even talking about the food that the U.S. exports. Because if there's one thing the U.S. does, the one thing we still do well is we make food.
No,
because we have a lot of land, so we make food.
Our cash crop here, though, is primarily corn and beans, right? Like in the Midwest, pretty much. And probably the richest land to grow that on, I'm pretty sure, as far as like corn goes. So here's what I have seen out here that freaked me out a little bit. There is a lot of fucking feed corn and oil corn, all the sweet corn. I'm not dry. Dude, I used to drive past fucking miles of sweet corn, miles and miles. There's no more sweet corn out there. And not that I'm seeing. There is, obviously. I just went to the Sweet Corn Festival.
Right.
But the same farmers who have been planting it, and they do every other year thing. I used to have lima beans 1 year, and then sweet corn the next. Lima beans, boom. Sometimes you do a double crop.
Right.
No more, dude. Last couple of years. And I kind of tried talking to the farmer across the street from me here.
Right.
It was pretty vague. He didn't really give me an answer, so
he probably wasn't too comfortable talking about it, right?
No, he just kind of was. I think he was tired of talking about it. I don't know if it was uncomfortable. I mean, he's a super funny fucking open dude. I mean, he'll tell you shit. Yeah, no, just talking to him. You know, how you doing? All the bullshit, whatever. But this, I can just tell that he steered away from it, and he's got cattle now, but he told me he wasn't going to get any because he said the feed was too expensive. And his locker, because he doesn't commercially sell, he sells privately, his locker was still full from last year because he couldn't sell it because it was too expensive. So now he's got some, so I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a cost thing maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, like anything else, if you don't think you're going to make a profit on it, you're not going to put your money into it, right? So it sounds to me like he was hesitant. If he still had some left from last year, if he had not sold that because of prices, everything in the free market is all about
He gave me my price because I asked him. He said, "Well, about this number," and it was for a quarter cow.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I'm like, "That's really good." But then I thought about it, I'm like, "Well, he's trying to get rid of it, probably." And it was a standard price as far as I'm concerned for.
But now, was that a good price to today's prices, or did you think about that like 2 or 3 years ago?
It was still a good price 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was. Yeah.
I only ask that because anybody who's been to the grocery store, you see fucking beef prices, and they're fucking ridiculous right now.
No, I mean for a quarter cow, I mean you're getting steaks, you're getting a lot of ground beef, you're getting a lot of fucking chuck beef, or chuck roast, and I think it was called cube steak, as I saw a lot of that too.
Mm-hmm.
So your steaks are going to be pretty minimal, and as far as minimal, so what, you have 30 steaks in your fridge, what's a quarter cow? 250 pounds maybe. I mean, maybe give or take. It's a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Most of it's ground beef. But I'm not complaining. It's delicious. T-bones are my favorite, but for whatever reason, not for whatever reason, the feed price went up, and that brought the meat price up. And
of course.
Yeah, and they're grass fed, but they also have a feed bin over there. So he's taking care of them. I'm sure he's fucking getting doctor. He's a veterinarian, so maybe he's doing it himself, but everything costs money, and everything's inflated. So he's like, fuck this, I'm not getting more cows.
Right.
It's kind of I feel.
Yeah, he might be worried he's not going to get his investment back in the return. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like anybody else, if your cost of doing business keeps going up, at some point you're going to ask, should I keep doing this?
Well, selling cars, I thought about this a little while ago, and I was thinking, well, there's a lot of people. I was working on a car lot. There's a lot of people coming in buying cars, right? And obviously, I wasn't working for the car dealership, but
gotcha. I know you were in the area.
Yeah, and I see people coming in, and then I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot of people buying cars, but gas prices, all the shit. So I could only imagine. I mean, oil, just a tune-up on your car, probably went up a significant amount in the last 5 years. But these people just kept coming in buying cars. I'm like, holy shit, you're leaving with a fucking $40,000 truck? How are you going to afford that gas? People are still making money, but the people who are making a lot of money, I think, can bend to that. But that shift, it's like, holy shit, how are people affording this? Why are people not buying beef? You can buy a car, you can buy beef. Why is he struggling? Why are these, and maybe it's the market, but you go into the store, dude, fucking 12-pack of chicken wings is fucking $14.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Have you heard of that ridiculous shit? I've heard in different areas. I've heard in Chicago, Detroit, other places, you name it, in many metropolitan areas, the meat and the cheese, they're actually putting those anti-theft security systems.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
So they have to
on the meat, yeah. So like if you've gone and you buy a bottle of booze, like not even, dude. Literally, I bought a bottle of booze the other day. It's cheap. It's like fucking $7, $8, and it's got the security thing on it. Are you kidding me? Something that cheap? But anyway, now it's gotten to the level where they put that on the cheese and the meat.
Yeah, that's
because people are fucking stealing it.
They're desperate.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that shit freaks me the hell out. I'm like, holy shit. Because think about it. It goes downhill. Okay, you start with the booze. Things like cigarettes and stuff like that's already behind the counter, right?
Right.
So now you got the booze it's too big to keep it all behind the counter. That and the beer, beer is too bulky, so you're okay with that.
Right.
Now you're going to the
if you're running
and to the cheese. At what point? What's the next step down? What's the next step down?
Napkins.
Yeah, I mean, right. Toilet paper. Is toilet paper gonna fucking have that thing on it?
Fragrance spray, shit like that. It's like really $1.98
right.
Glade fragrance spray at Sullivan's, and it's like, yeah, if they start having that, guess who's not buying it? If I have to wait another 10 seconds for you to take that off because you think I'm gonna steal it, I'll buy some cinnamon, put it in a fucking saucepan, and boil that shit on my fucking. Nah, that's insane, dude. Cheese.
That is cheese and meat. As of right now, it's cheese. I want to say primarily beef, but I'm You go to chicken, because right now chicken, from what I've seen, chicken, pork is still somewhat affordable.
Not chicken wings, man.
Somewhat.
Well, yeah, if you want to buy it, it's somewhat. Yeah.
Like I said, in comparison to the beef.
Right.
But at some point, if that also finds its way up, that's going to... And like I said, I wondered about... I'm like, is a gallon of milk? Is that the next thing? A carton of eggs?
Ooh.
You know? It makes it... This is where I hate to think this way, but it seems like a slippery slope, and you can't help but wonder. Because, I mean, my mind is always going. I'm always wondering if they did ABC, how long till DEF, you know?
Right.
Is what I wonder.
Right. Are we going down or are we going back up?
Exactly. Right.
Floating.
So it makes me wonder, what's it going to? I mean, we constantly are on this one path. Right now, we're obviously going into inflation. Things are going up and up. They just passed this so-called, I don't know what they call this, I don't know what was the name? Something in...
It was like a tax?
They just passed this bill that's supposed to curb inflation and bring it down.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they did.
I can't remember what the actual name is.
That's called fucking Kamala fucking Biden. That was not a political name. I was just making a joke.
But you know what? What kills me is that every time they come up with this, whatever the name says, you can almost count on it does the opposite.
Of course.
And I hate to be cynical about it, but personally, my experience, it seems to... Because
it feeds the agenda, though.
Well...
Something else is always happening for that to happen.
True.
You know?
The point that I'm trying to make is the last time that I had any faith in government, they came up with the Affordable Health Care Act.
Okay.
A lot of people call it the Obamacare. Okay?
I understand.
But I have
a lot of businesses.
I have never paid more for health insurance. I've never paid more in deductibles. I have never had less access to affordable health care since that came out.
I know.
The job that I had when this insurance, put it this way.
What, they force you to do it?
Let me tell you what happened.
Not force you, but don't you have to if you're in that?
I'm going to tell you my personal experience. People are going to be different. But before this came out, I thought it was a great idea the way it was being sold to the American people. Mm-hmm. They were saying basically, they made it sound like it was going to go on a curb. If you can't afford it, you get it for free. If you can afford it, you pay for it. Think about it, right?
Right.
Like a grading curve.
Right.
And if you're somewhere in the middle, you kind of pay somewhat, blah, blah, blah.
Most people got A's, you got a B, you got an A.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a curve. It's the way they made it sound. So I'm like, wow, this sounds great. This sounds great. I was all for it. When it actually dropped into place, I was working at a place, and I want to say it was like $40 a week for me to have insurance for me and my whole family. $40, which wasn't bad.
No.
We have reasonable co-pays, okay?
Deductible.
Out of pocket wasn't bad per year. The minute this changed, the payment per week went up significantly.
Yeah.
Out of pocket went up significantly. The minute I lost, this was a big selling point. They said, when you go to a job, to an employer, not only do they have to insure you, but they have to insure your family members. Which sounds great on paper, but you want to know the part they left out?
How much money it is.
Exactly. Because when I went to a new employer, it was $200 for me. It was $200 for her. $200 for each kid. It was like, fuck. It's like, I don't even make enough to pay this premium.
Right.
So
why have insurance?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So before I used to have everybody on the insurance for $40 or $50 a week. Now it's like $800 a month.
Yeah.
So they sold it like a great deal, but I felt like we all got fucked.
Yeah.
My opinion.
No,
this is how it trickled down to me.
It did a lot, man. In the business I was in that closed down, that was because of that. It was legislation, it was laws in Obamacare that changed things. And in the easiest way to explain, there was a couple things that happened, but they squeezed the small guy out, is what happened. It was for medical equipment, but they did two things. One thing that happened is, I think it was 2015, it was in July, I'll never forget it, we billed Medicare and insurance for equipment that medical patients needed.
Mm-hmm.
On that day, when shit got passed through, which was again because of Obamacare, they dropped our return rate on what we were getting paid from insurance and Medicare by 60%. So, but they still held us to the same guidelines. So if I purchased a piece of equipment to deliver and that patient's insurance was paying for it, it was barely covering the cost of the equipment, let alone me bringing it and then having to service it to their standards, not to ours, not to the manufacturer's warranty, to their standards.
Yeah.
If you got a wheelchair through Medicare, that company who delivered it to you had to make sure it was maintained, usable, or a new one for a 5-year period. You can only bill them for 13 months. After 13 months, you were considered paid in full, but you were still responsible for X amount of time. And that insurance company would possibly pay for it again, but they cut all the payment down. So what happened was, you didn't hear about this on the news. I won't say the dates exactly, but it was within the last few years, over 40,000 people, including myself, lost their jobs across the United States. And that happened because of that, and because of something they put into place called competitive bidding, which meant they took every zip code, every area code, and if you fell into this area code, you had to bid to the insurance companies how much you would deliver this piece of equipment for. So who won the bids? All
the big guys.
Big guys.
Yep.
They can deliver it for a lot cheaper than we could, but we provided the service and we did all this shit. So yeah, it ate us alive. And it was a sad thing. And I'm not saying the company was perfect or anything like that by any sense of the word, but yeah, it fucked us, and that was part of Obamacare. Regardless of what people want to say, they didn't read the fine print. They didn't know that was going to happen. They had to get the money from somewhere.
There's always the fine print. Like right now, one of the things, and I had this conversation with my brother, and he was saying one of the great things that this bill says is that they put in for senior citizens, which my father is a senior citizen, a maximum out-of-pocket $2,000 per year for prescription drugs. Now, on its face, it sounds great, right?
Yeah, it's not a lot of money for drugs.
Well, but it sounds good, though, because let's say you're a cancer patient or you have a long-term, and you're paying, let's say, $200, $300, $400, $500 a month in $2,000 maximum. You're covered, right? Yeah. So if you meet that deductible in the first, second, or third month, after that, you're good, right? I look into it. This is not going to take effect until 2025. Now, I ask myself the question. Now, I'm scratching my chin. I'm like,
how many people are going to die?
Wait. Well, good, right? Good question. From here to there, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that still won't be able to afford it and will die.
Right.
But this gives, and I hate to sound cynical, but there's a reason why I say what I say.
Sure.
This gives the pharmaceutical company a shitload of time to find a fucking shitload of loopholes to wiggle their way in and out of the system. Right. They find a lot of ways to make you jump up and down through hurdles, up and down, and you don't qualify for this or this and that, or we change this stipulation or this and that. So to me, this is all, I hate to say it, but this is all bullshit. By the time it's 2025 and people want to call that one in and say, hey, what about this? They would have found a way to circumvent that.
They did.
I hate to say that, but that's the way I feel.
No, but they did that in so many ways. Like, for instance, our company I was just telling you about got audited by Medicare for oxygen patients. Pretty regular thing, and not regular like it happened every year, but you had to prepare. You need the documentation to prove that that person needs this, and that's what they're paying for. That's fine. So we sent in 40 or 50 files, and the documentation, in order to get it, I won't get into it, but it's a lot. And there's numbers that need to match. I mean, you need to be at this rate and this, blah, blah, blah. So we figure all that out. We fucking do it. Doctors send us these orders. We got denied on almost every single one. You want to know why? They sent us back a letter, and they took all the payment that we had been serving these people for. They took it all back. They took all that money back from us because we did not check for alternative treatment. So they wanted me to get on the phone and ask the nurse or the doctor if they decided to try fucking Spiriva or some inhaler before they diagnosed their patient and said they need oxygen. So, do you want to know what happens when you do that? Boom! They hang up on you, and you're never getting a referral, so you either lose the money from not getting the business, or you lose the money from fucking, and they just squeeze you out. And that's how it happened. I mean, it was a dirty game, and it was bullshit. And that's what we said, oh, so you want me to call the doctor and ask them why they diagnosed them and they needed oxygen. Who the fuck am I to say that?
Right.
No way. So, I mean, all of that. I mean, and that's just another little portion of what happened during that time. And again, that's what people don't see. And, you know, again, I'm not bitching that, you know, maybe it was supposed to be a great thing, but it really wasn't for a lot of people.
No, they're definitely sold as great ideas, and they sound like great ideas.
Yeah, on paper.
But like I'm saying, and the more I think about
not
this,
even on paper.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's a terrible idea.
When I think about this 2025 thing, okay, and it's going to cover all these, quote, and supposedly now the government's going to have to...
Why 2025? Is that the law?
Well, that's a great question.
Why 2025?
Why not right now?
Why not right now?
No, why not January
We can send
1st?
billions over to Ukraine right now,
Yes.
but we can't fucking pass this bill. That's
Wow, Jeff, that's a great question. Why can we send 40-something billion, print it out of thin air, and send it to Ukraine?
Because how else are
when it
people going
comes
to make
to
money
the
here?
American people, yeah, we can't do that right
No,
now.
because
Woo.
suffering equals money. Yes. But it also means tragedy. And what I mean by that is people are going to get desperate. But yeah, I mean, it's a terrible thing. I think everybody should have health care. Don't get me wrong.
I agree.
But I also think the people who are fucking eating 3 bags of Flamin' Hot Cheetos playing goddamn Xbox all day and then they get sick, maybe you should pay for your health care. Or get off your ass and walk. I don't disagree with that either. But
well, see, that also comes down to, think of the way to say this, the way the medical field treats patients. The medical field, obviously, I'm not a doctor. I know people.
I am. I play one on TV tomorrow.
People are going to be shocked, but I'm not a doctor. Yeah. Okay. But one thing I know is you can be an obese person, go to the doctor with certain ailments, and they will not tell you your ass is too big.
Well, they'll tell you,
too
but
fucking fat.
They don't focus on it.
Yeah. They will give you a pill. They will give you everything they can to counter your symptoms. Yes.
Right. Rather than just say,
say, guess what? Stop fucking eating this.
Right.
Stop doing this.
You feel like shit? Stop drinking.
Start exercising.
Right.
Whoa. Stop drinking? Whoa, you lost me there.
No, but people make themselves feel like shit. And, you know,
Right.
we're fixed on McDonald's and Taco, and I love all those things, don't get me wrong, but I don't eat them every day. And I'm certainly not the best in shape, but I would not complain if I was 500 pounds and I knew my last meal was goddamn fucking, orange chicken from the China buffet down the road.
10 cheeseburgers.
Yeah, let me try the new goddamn Wendy's meal. No, that doesn't float for me. But I'm not saying you shouldn't have help. I'm just saying maybe
I'm saying the
healthcare.
right kind of help.
Right.
In other words, don't just treat the symptoms. Treat the actual ailment.
Right.
Like if the problem is, well, guess what? You know why your knee hurts? Because your fucking gut is too big.
Right.
The reason why your hip hurts? Because your fucking gut is too big.
Right.
Like you said, yeah. Why are you starting to have liver disease? Because you fucking drink
You drink too much, right?
Right. Why are you starting to have emphysema? Well, guess what? You smoke 2 packs a day.
Yeah.
That might be part of the problem.
Speaking of which, I'm on my 3rd already. But you know what? I do tend to chain smoke, and I know we haven't had that many brews, but these are going down pretty nice.
Yes, they are.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, my brother.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But that's what I'm saying. I see a lot of that. And what I see, and I've spoken to people, and yes, I am obviously, this may be anecdotal evidence, because I'm only speaking from my experience and the people that I've spoken to.
Smoke a little marijuana here real quick.
But that should be enough. I see that enough that's telling me something, is the point that I'm trying to get to.
For sure.
It's telling me something.
Well, and that's the thing is, I think people recognize it. I think, it is obesity, a disease, is, excuse me, wow, that's good stuff, is alcoholism. That's funny. Smoking marijuana. A disease. No. Actually, I do believe that can, that there's a lot of miracle things that can happen from the plant itself and smoking, but man, people got to be accountable. You just can't be some fat slob. You just can't be some fucking alcoholic all day and then blame everything else. Like, I can't get the healthcare I need. I can't get the pill I need. Well, guess what? There's things that you can do that you don't need that.
Right.
And again, I'm not pushing it because I'm far from it. I'm smoking cigarettes, I drink them. But I'm not going to blame that on healthcare. That's me. That's on me. That's my healthcare.
Right.
Well, that's my own healthcare. I'm a fucked up person then, right? If I'm jogging every fucking day and doing some shit, working out, and I get sick, and I make a little bit of money and somebody can't help me, I'll be pissed. But if somebody goes, you smoke too much, you got fucking lung cancer, I go, son of a bitch, man. I don't know what to do. That's not your fault. It's not healthcare's fault. It's my fucking fault.
Right.
Accountability. And it's hard.
That is in short supply in the Western world right now. Accountability.
I don't even take it, dude. And when I do, I take it on my own. I mean, I do most of the time. Trust me. I won't sit there and blame somebody else. But the most, I would say, when I get hit the heaviest with something that I know I've done wrong, I'm by myself. And it hurts me. And it does. And I figure out a way to correct it in my head or whatever. If I have to go reach out to somebody, apologize, I know I'm wrong.
You know what works good?
Booze.
I just blame other people. It's your fault. Thanks, Obama.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Obama. Right? Exactly. No, yeah, Trump. The American people.
Fucking Trump. Yeah. Orange man bad.
There's never anybody who's gonna be as great as me. Okay. Yeah, no, and I mean, he's annoying as fuck. I don't even want to talk about him because he annoys me. But, at the end of the day, if you go into the store and some fucking person is pissed off and they give you a dirty look, I can wipe that off.
Yeah.
But let's face it, when somebody tells you, well, your mortality, you're done, you're dead, you're gonna die, it's gonna happen. You fucked your life up, it's your fault. Most people, I think in that moment, this is just speculation, are going to admit they were wrong with what they did. And I don't think there's going to be a blurb about healthcare, about politics or anything, because life finally became fucking real.
Right.
Because now you're dying. And that's terrible. And that realization, I think people can make, but they need to make it on their own or with the help of somebody else telling them. But they have to do it. They have to do it. They can't just be like, oh yeah, Doc said I need to quit drinking. I'm going to do that. My liver's failing, and then they just keep pounding beers, keep drinking. And,
right.
I got lung cancer. Some people say, fuck it, I'm going to keep smoking. Why? Now you're dying. And you're still going to do it because you're dead. I would probably do the same thing. If somebody gave me 6 months and they said it was because of this, I'd say, well, I guess I got 3. I'm going to keep smoking. There's no point, right? No, there's a point. You just have to realize it before. And I think about that all the time, dude. I think about it, fucking put myself through bullshit. And it's, I drink, I smoke a little bit of marijuana to relax, and, we hang out, all that shit. I feel like I'm pretty healthy, but I feel like I could do a lot better. And I wouldn't blame anybody if I found out something bad later.
Yeah.
It'd be my fault. Nobody else's. Not the doctor, not Obamacare, not Trump, not anybody. It wouldn't be this, great, oh, well, they would have been healthy if they did this. Or if they had the health care. No, they would have been healthy if they didn't eat 20 cheeseburgers or drink 40 beers a night. That's what.
Who's real at fault here?
Sorry about that rant.
No, who's real faulted? Straight white guys.
Straight white dudes suck, dude. I hate them more. You know what? I am a little racist against white dudes. I hate white dudes. I hate myself for that. No, there's a lot of shitty fucking people out there, and it just happens to be a lot of them are white dudes.
Okay, Noah, what's his name? Noah, what's that fucking piece of shit guy's name?
Wait, Noah,
he's late night.
Oh, no, Trevor Noah.
Oh, I can't stand that piece of shit.
No, he is. He's an asshole.
He's a fucking piece of shit.
He's racist,
yes,
though.
You know what's funny to me?
I'm like, you're racist.
He is the biggest fucking racist against white people, but yet, an event with 90-something% white people, he's fucking hosting it.
Of course.
He's up there tap dancing and doing everything and collecting that check. It's like, you fucking piece of shit.
Here's the thing, though, and this is, everybody fucking always bats this argument down, and I fucking hate it. White Americans, and not just male, but white people, make up over 70% of our population in America. Mm-hmm. Now, this is all I'm going to say is there's a good chance you're going to pick up a white marble if 70% of them are white and there's, some black and brown ones in there.
Yeah.
Right? So it's an easy direction to go because you have way more to hate. Okay? I go to fucking restaurants all the time and I go to a lot of similar like restaurants, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say I go to an Italian one. And then I start comparing it to every Italian restaurant I've been to. I'm like, fuck this place! This place has got better cannolis. Well, yeah, you're right. It probably does. That is that extreme. If you had only Italian restaurants in your fucking area, you're going to figure out a few that you fucking hate. Okay? And that happens with everything. But there's I don't know. White people fucking do suck. I won't say there's not a bad history, but why the fuck is all that hate happening from somebody who's supposed to be on the side of fucking getting together? Fuck you, dude.
Dude, you want to know what? The thing that I hate right now? That you made me think of cannolis. I don't want fucking cannolis, fucking bastard.
Cannolis is badass, dude. I can't get them anywhere but Rosati's.
Forever.
Rosati's out here, and you know what? This is all I'm gonna say is they're good.
Yeah.
But they're not fucking Nani's cannolis.
Not Chicago.
No, my fucking Nani dude should fucking kill you on a cannoli. you would literally just go there and let her feed you so much to get to the cannolis. You can't walk in that motherfucker without, are you hungry? Like, my mom's the same way. Let me make you food. I'm like, I'm not hungry. She's pulling lasagna out of the oven.
It's an Italian woman, man. They feed people, man. They're good people.
I leave with socks, sweatshirts.
People, man. Yes, yes.
What do you need? What do you need? I'm like, Mom, I need nothing. She's making
You're leaving with food, with socks, and fucking a beanie cap.
She's drinking shit over me. I'm trying to get the fuck out of there. You're right, dude. The Italians are crazy. But everybody is. And I don't know. You're right on one thing. I don't think the last thing people should see before they go to bed is fucking Trevor Noah. Because all he's doing is drilling bad ideas in people's heads.
He's a fucking piece of shit.
Even if he was right, he doesn't even spin anything good out of anything. And he's not right about most of the shit he says. He takes the most negative and he plants it on you. But then he does that and he adds more negative to it. It's like, it doesn't even have to, for instance, it doesn't even have to be a racial confrontation, but he will turn it that way. And that's the last thing all these people are seeing going to bed. And he's a very likable guy. So they're going to go to bed, holy shit, honey, this is crazy, and blah, 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 blah. And guess what? Then they're telling their coworkers, and then all these people are feeding on this. Did you see Trevor Noah last night? A lot of people I know fucking hate him. And I don't hate him because I think hate is a strong word, but I don't fucking watch him. I don't want to hear his bullshit.
I don't hate him either. I just want him to die gruesomely, painfully.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
I just want him to eat cow shit. Yeah, right? Yes. We're a little late. Did COVID get him yet? Because that's all he bitched about.
Yes, yes.
No.
I want him to suck a dick, eat hell, and give a yaff about fucking.
Well, I think he already does that. How do you think he got that position?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he likes that, then...
Well, here's...
I want him to be really grossed out and have to see a grown woman naked. How about that?
Oh, no, I'm sure he would do that. But you know what? She would have to defy everything good about our nature that we love.
Okay,
because
so
that would be too offending.
So she has to be white. Okay, she has to be a white grown woman naked.
No, a big old bitch slamming down a burger or something. No, yeah, that's sexy.
All right, stop. You're making me horny.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Let's just take everything that society thinks, turn it around, and make them believe something different.
Yeah.
Rather than let that. There's no honesty there, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he can't have an
He's
opinion.
a fucking puppet. That's
But-
what he is.
Yeah, but honesty, no. I don't even believe he believes half the shit he says, but he really sells it. And not to me, but he does.
He knows how to suck a dick. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Oh yeah. He's fucking. He's
Two
double
hands.
fisted.
Two
It works.
hands.
Pepper and salt, baby. It works with both. Now that was the funniest thing that I think I ever saw in my life, dude. I was in jail. You were there. You were there. We were when we played the Elbow Room or wherever the fuck we were in Chicago. So we get back and you remember. I know you were there. You might have been passed out on the couch already. I don't know.
What do you mean if I was there? I'm the one who said it. I'm the one who fucking said it.
No, but Mike said it works with Pepper too. So
I said it.
You said it.
I said it. It wasn't Mike.
All right, that was the funniest moment, dude, of almost. Because Bobby was like this, and when you said that, you're like, it works with Pepper too. Bobby's like, ah!
You gotta explain it. People are not gonna know what you're talking about.
So,
okay, because he was trying to get me on it.
Yes.
You're confusing.
Yeah. Okay. No. Mike and I tried to get you with it.
No.
Before we played, because we told you.
No. You're getting it mixed up.
It was like 3 in the morning.
Now you guys did all that. That was the night before. I think I was passed out by then. It was the next day when Bobby came and tried to get me on that joke, and you and Mike were there. And I was the one who fucking said that.
Wait, why were we there the night before? Was a snowstorm? We traveled up?
No. Bobby wasn't there for the snowstorm. This was a different one. This might have been the one when we played
Sylvie's.
Yeah, it had to been Sylvie's because Bobby was there. Yeah. So it had to be Sylvie's.
This is a fun night.
Yeah, it was. It was a great fucking night.
Yeah, except for the fucking, you're not the Black Keys.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into that.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Plus the guy who face planted in the fucking the last band.
You saved him! You saved his fucking life! You know what? You literally were the only reason he was able to play like 4 more songs. And I'm sorry, he wasn't that good to be doing that.
No, he was way too drunk to be up there playing.
He got drunk because we made him nervous. I believe that. I do. I think it's like that opening act, like for comedy or music, where the act behind you hears you play and they go, "Fuck, they're good." I do believe that because there is no way he should have had that many drinks. He fell like this,
face planted with the guitar on him.
With the guitar on him, you picked him up. Oh. Like a hoss, dude. Threw him back on stage.
Alright, wait, we gotta go back to the Pepper story.
Yes.
Okay, now.
Sorry.
Now, go back. Start from the beginning. What did Mike, how did he get Bobby? That's where you need to start from.
So the trick was, it was if you hold, I don't remember exactly how it went. It was something with holding your fist or something like that, or holding it on top of your head, pushing your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and then you stick your tongue out, and if you shake your hand, it tastes like salt. So we got Bobby looking like he's fucking jerking somebody off. But you're the one that was like,
no,
with pepper too.
Oh my god, you totally butchered that. No. This is what it was. I can't believe you can't remember that.
Dude, it was late.
When I remember
it was so late.
You and Mike were telling Bobby that if he was to hold a salt and pepper shaker over his head and shake it into his mouth, that just the thought of it would make it taste like salt into his mouth.
He did it though.
Yeah, and the whole point is as he's doing this, visually it looks like he's jerking somebody off.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
And then as he did this outside, he gets pissed off because he knows he was duped. And then you guys come inside and I'm inside.
We tried to get you?
No, he tried to get me
on.
And then you both said, you're not going to get Mario on it. You're not going to get him on it.
I didn't think he would.
Yeah. No. And then he comes in and he's telling me the story. And I can see it a mile away what he's trying to say. And he's like explaining to me. And he's doing the whole gesture. He's holding it up with his mouth open. And as he's saying that... and of course, that's when I say, well, does it work with double pepper? And I do the 2-hand thing.
I thought he did that though.
No, where he was going with it.
Was that the night the cops showed up?
Yes, the night before is when the cops showed up.
Okay, because that was hilarious. Now, Mike and I were smoking, obviously.
Yeah.
3 a.m. And knock.
Yes.
And then everybody's going, shut the fuck up. But we're all yelling. And then 2 seconds later, they're like, we can hear you inside. Open the door. And I think I was smoking a bong. I put the bong away.
Oh, you took it into the bathroom.
Yeah,
I ran.
Yeah.
You were smart. Yeah,
I ran it all in the bathroom. Right when they knocked, I ran it all in the bathroom. I knew they were coming, and we opened it up, and all the guitar equipment, your drums are laid out.
We got everything.
They're just looking at us. They're like, all right, you guys need to shut the fuck up. They're like, if we have to come back, you're getting arrested. We know what you're doing in there.
Mike handled everything cool.
He's a pro, dude.
Like, oh, yeah.
Old pro.
So the cool, because neighbors, this was like 2, 3 in the morning. And
3
we were
in the
fucking
morning?
loud in his apartment.
Oh, way loud.
So it was loud. So he's like, yeah, I gotta come back here, blah, blah, blah. So
it wasn't bad.
He got them to leave.
They left and we shut the fuck up. I think we went to bed, actually.
Well, we had music going and everything is the problem. We weren't just, we had music going and then we were like talking, probably yelling over it.
We were smoking.
Yes.
Cigarettes were outside. We were not smoking inside, I don't think.
It was winter time, so we were probably
smoking inside.
Because you guys were smoking at the kitchen too. I remember.
And Johnny lived next door too. I was running over.
Yes. So yeah, there was a lot of bullshit going on.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, they should expect that there. They should. It's fucking apartment with 30 people. Somebody's gonna be loud.
Right. The problem was the 2 or 3 a.m. I think it wasn't that. Yeah.
Friday night though.
Yeah, we were loud, but the 2 or 3 a.m. somebody fucking made phone calls.
Yeah. I wouldn't have called the cops, but I might have knocked on the door. Myself, and been like, shut the fuck up, guys. I had bad roommates. I lived up above them.
Yeah, but there's
not roommates, neighbors.
It was like four loud motherfuckers in there though. Nobody wants to knock on that door. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You know what I mean? Think about it.
And they were like 3 or 4 deep too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot. They were nice though. They were
cool.
Yeah, they didn't give a no shit, dude. But I mean, we had a gig, dude. We got fucking amped up. That was fun. It was fun.
Now that was totally funny though. You're not the Black Keys. It's like.
Fuck that, dude.
That fucking 70-year-old piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know why he was mad, dude? Because I had fucking 3 pedals and he had 10. And he couldn't use 10 worth of fuck. He couldn't do anything. He was either nervous or whatever. And you know what? Maybe he had a bad night.
Garbage is what he was.
But you ain't taking it out on me because guess what? We brought the crowd.
Yeah, we did.
We brought a lot of people. And he bitched at me that night too. Before we even started. He's like, did you guys even market this? I'm like, we got it all over Facebook. Because they had those flyers on the table.
Right.
He's like, oh, you don't do it like that. You need to come out here. And I'm going, listen, man. Watch. Boom. What did we do? We filled that front fucking room. And guess what? They stayed for every fucking band. And then we all left together. Fuck you. Because you couldn't figure out your pedal board or whatever your little dick wasn't doing that night. Fuck you, dude. Because he came out, we were packing our car up, and he's like, hey, you guys did a good job, and I liked your slower stuff. He's like, can I give you a bit of advice? You're not the Black Keys. That's what he said. I said, we're not trying to be, but I'll take your advice.
The next time somebody wants to give me advice, I'm going to tell them no. I'm going to tell them no.
No, he didn't even offend me then. You want to know why I was so amped up? We had so many people there. We were fucking rocking it. He didn't hurt my night, but what did piss me off is maybe I should have laid into him a little bit and been like, listen, motherfucker, whatever is wrong with you tonight. What, did your wife cheat on you? Did she just die last week? What's the fuck's wrong with you?
He did the double pepper is the problem.
Yeah, she did double pepper and some dude down here. Don't tell me about marketing. We got way more people than you.
Right.
And you suck. So fuck you. I mean, in comparison.
Right. Okay, and then let's paint the picture. Later that gig, because we were the first band. We played.
Yeah, we were.
And they were the second band.
That's when you saved life.
Yeah, okay. They were the second band. The third band was a punk band.
Yes.
And
he had a Hawaiian shirt on, a yellow one, I remember.
Yeah. By then, the crowd cleared out. There was fucking next to nobody.
Yeah.
But you and I, we always stayed for every band that's playing.
Our people, yes.
Some of our people, you and I, we always stay for every fucking band.
Respect for them.
Exactly.
Maybe I will leave towards the end, but I will always give them my attention.
Yeah.
And I will listen. Yeah.
But for the most part, if it's not,
and you're the man. You fucking dude. We pull through that shit. It's like hard not to drink too. No, they're always usually really good.
Yes. Yeah. But anyway, we try to make it the point to stay out of respect for the other bands.
Sure.
We try to listen to the other musicians and everybody else too.
Every time.
Yeah. So this is the third band, and they're a punk band, and I don't have anything for or against punk, but to me, the punk band that was playing, a lot of the stuff kind of sounded the same. You kind of have the same thing going, which, hey, I'm not hating. If that's your thing, you do it.
Yeah.
Okay? And the guy that was singing was this little dude. I'm not a tall guy, but he was shorter than me, thinner than me.
He was small, yeah.
Yeah, and he's just strumming on the guitar and he's yelling the way he's singing. I mean, it's brutal. And I don't know, maybe that's part of the punk thing, but he's kind of just belting it out.
It wasn't a good brutal, though.
Yeah.
It was.
But it was, yeah. And there was you want to know what I remember? While we're sitting there listening to this, there was an older chick. She was younger, fit. She was eating it with a spoon and fork, bro. She was eating it up. She was loving it. She was
probably his cousin.
I don't know who she was, but she was loving it. And I love the fact that she was loving it. I was like, man, she's fucking digging it. Yeah. She was digging them, and that made me feel good. I'm like, man, look at it. She's fucking eating this up.
That's when he...
Yeah. But there was a little ledge that was like 6 inches tall from the stage.
Tall, was it? Right?
Like 6 inches from the stage. And this dude looked like he had been drinking. I knew he had been drinking because at some point he was saying, yeah, I'm too drunk. So he let everybody know that he was drunk. So he's up there.
Almost not a good move.
Yeah.
Let him think it.
Right. But anyway, he's playing and he got too close to the edge. And he slipped. And
that's why he fell?
Yeah, he got too close to the edge and he lost his footing and he face planted.
I heard the...
He had it because he had the guitar on him and he face planted right down. Yeah. And there was a few of us right up there and we're just looking at him, looking at each other. We're like, what the fuck? So what I did is my arms, I put him right under his armpit from behind and I picked him right the fuck up.
I saw all that.
I picked him right up, back on his feet, and then I put my arms under his arms, and I picked him up, and I lifted him up those 6 inches to put him back on stage.
You saved his life. And you know what? He gave you a shout out right after, but he should have been fucking double peppering you after that. Holy shit.
So I just picked him up, and then I put him back on stage. I'm like, here, go back, like putting him on the shelf, go back up there. And then the guitar player from the first band was trying to fix his mic. Because he knocked that over too, remember?
No, we were the second band. We were the first.
Yeah, the second band.
The white hair dude who told me...
the guitar player was criticizing or critiquing us or whatever. Yeah. He was trying to fix
criticizing.
His mic. Yeah.
Jealousy.
So when
envious. Bitch.
So I put him up there and he finishes his set. And this guy's fixing his mic, and at the end of the set, he just knocks the mic over. And the guy's like, what the fuck?
I remember that. But see, that was the thing. They had professionalism.
Yeah.
They had fucking shitty dude up there who, was stuck in whatever world he thought should have been happening.
Yeah.
And not musically, because we fucking out-music the fuck out of them. Our fucking crowd was screaming, not even the people we brought, But the last band should have been the most put together. They were not a supporting act. It's not like us going out to play with a bigger band where it's like sometimes they have you play at the end of the night as a cool-down supporting act.
Right.
It wasn't that. They were supposed to be the fucking bigwig, and they were not. And we should have fucking closed that show out. And he should not have been that drunk. I'm sorry. Like, I've been fucked up on stage, but not like that. Never like that, right?
No. You didn't fall off on stage.
Never.
You never did a Dave Grohl, like fall off and break your leg.
No, and I wouldn't.
You did break your leg, but not on stage.
I played with the broken leg on stage, though.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. That was a motherfucker.
I know that was awkward for you because you struggled playing on the fucking stool.
Yeah, I didn't like it because I was on the stool because, I like to move. But You know what? All that brought to me was this little hint of more easiness. Like, you always got my back, dude. You're a phenomenal drummer, so I don't have to worry. Like, I don't have to worry about other musicians. I have to worry about myself. I don't got to worry about you. You do your fucking thing great. So I'm like, all right, I got to worry about me. And then I'm like, fuck, am I going to be able to really make this sound like I want to? Once I started going, I was fucking high on Norco. Because my leg hurt, though. So I wasn't just, like, purposely high. I was high from that, and I probably smoked a joint. And their sound. Holy shit. It was all right, though.
Yeah.
It was good.
It worked out. It was a challenge at first, but it worked out. That one worked out.
I'm not going to hate on it or anything, but never again.
Right.
It's great for what it is, but never again. Not enough in the back to happen to bring people there for free. Like, I mean, we play there for free. And
they fucking screwed us out of that money, too. Remember that? Those fucking assholes.
Yeah, I know. And that's what I'm saying. And was that Broken Leg Day?
No. They screwed us out of Sylvie's. Is where they screwed us out of the money.
Oh, yeah, because I had Billy go back.
No. We asked if we can have somebody go back, and I think it was going to be... Yeah, it was going to be Mike.
They did go back.
Yeah.
They did. They didn't have the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is where you and I had the miscommunication. I didn't know they were charging still people. Because a lot of our people, our friends and family that came in, I didn't see them getting charged at the door. Because the door guy didn't show up till later. But I didn't know when they went up to the bar, that's where they were getting charged.
Yes, and we made, it was a small amount because we only made ticket money. So we made $95 that night. And that's what I remember. Because when I left, when I got in your car, that dude distracted me. And I was a little bit pissed off. I was going to say, that's what kind of distracted me. I'm like, fuck is this dude? I'm not the Black Keys. We're not trying to be fuck off, dude.
Right.
And then, I was standing out front smoking. We hopped out. We left. I called Mike or Billy. And they went back to the bar.
I think it was Mike, yeah.
He went back to the bar and they said they didn't have the money. And they did not have the fucking money. Well, no, he went back the next day. Sylvie's said they would have the money for us. He went back the next day because he was staying out there.
They're fucking scammers, is what it was.
Or it was Johnny Trey. It was somebody out there.
Yeah. I think it was Mike. That's the name I remember. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But they were fucking scammers. Because they were texting me, they're like, we were like an hour out, because this place was like almost 2 hours away from us.
Yeah, it was fun.
We were an hour out, and they waited. They saw us leave, and they said, oh, you forgot to collect your money. And I texted them. I'm like, can we have a friend come and collect it? No response.
They went back.
Yeah, they fucking, no response. After that, they went fucking dark on us.
So maybe Mike didn't go back then.
I thought he went back, because we were going back and forth on that.
Yeah, I'd have to ask him. I don't remember.
I know $90 ain't shit, but the whole point is,
but
if that's right,
yeah,
you're supposed to get X amount of dollars from heads you get in, blah blah blah.
They paid them fucking that bullshit ass band. Yeah. And I know
I think those motherfuckers pocketed the money because that seemed like a shady fucking operation.
Yeah, it was, and it smelled like shit in there. They didn't take care of their shit. No, they didn't. It was like, all right, what, fine, you stole our money. We don't give a shit. We're not playing here again. And we brought all the people, so good luck next time. I mean, we did. We brought this sounds like a lot of people, but probably 15 people, dude.
Yeah.
In a bar that already had
people. Yeah.
Just for us, dude. There was fucking already 30 people in there. On the bar side, it was a separate room, and we drew those people in too when we started. I just watched a video of us playing there. I was laughing. Good sound, but we're not the Black Keys. Fucking asshole. I should have just hit him in the head. No, that would have been the end of him, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling you that.
I only had that a couple times though, dude, playing out. If I think about it, I don't think I ever had such a negative comment from like a bystander. When we were playing, in the band together, one we were recently playing with, the only shit I ever got was from Dickhead,
Yeah.
I won't even mention his name because I don't want anybody to know his fucking
Right.
He's a piece of fucking, he's bullshit. But he's a bullshitter.
Right.
That's what he is. Not saying he's not a good guitar player, he's just a bullshitter. But he couldn't handle me getting a little bit of credit on the side, because he had to turn my amp down, or, if you did something wrong, he's fucking looking at you and it's like, you didn't do anything wrong, you did, motherfucker. What are you glaring at people for? So the negative experience in Chicago or wherever never really happened other than that. And that wasn't even negative, that was funny. We're not the Black Keys, yeah. And you're not fucking Joe Walsh, motherfucker. Alright, so get your 50 pedal board out. all you need is a tuner because your guitar was out of tune the whole time and you couldn't play shit. You had it off the whole time fucking with your pedals because you're a fucking asshole. And you were nervous. Nervous little baby. Because we showed that shit up. They like Guns N' Roses opening for, what was it, Metallica?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, it was like, holy shit, they want them to come back out, not these assholes. They weren't even the opener, though. So, fuck them.
All right, bro, let's pound these beers down. I said we call it a night.
Yeah, I agree, bro.
Cheers, my brother.
Let's do it, dude.